acceptance reveals the true nature of the narcissist's life. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. It's great to have you here. Today, I want to discuss something crucial for your healing: recognizing your own worth. Recently, I read a comment that really resonated with me. It made me ponder whether narcissists truly want us back after a breakup. While I couldn't find the person who left the comment, their insight sparked an important conversation that I want to share with you today. Many of you might believe that the narcissist doesn't want you back. This is a common reaction, especially after enduring their put-downs and emotional manipulation. When they seem uninterested in you, it can lead you to think they're fine without you, which can severely impact your self-esteem and sense of worth. Today, we'll explore why this belief exists, what it means for your healing, and how to shift your perspective to recognize your own value. If this topic resonates with you, please like the video and subscribe to our channel for more helpful tips on navigating relationships and discovering your true self. Let's support each other on this journey to health and empowerment. I want to emphasize how crucial it is to recognize your own worth. Narcissists don't choose their targets randomly. They carefully select their victims. My goal is to help you rediscover the person you were before this situation. On our channel, we focus a lot on healing and understanding narcissistic behavior. If a narcissist considered you top-notch supply, it means they saw you as highly valuable. To be seen this way, you must have been kind, loving, and supportive, someone who helped others grow and improve. Since you met, you've played a significant role in their life and contributed to their growth. You are a true empath if you consistently offer such high-quality support. It's important to understand that narcissists crave this kind of validation because it boosts their self-esteem and makes them feel superior. This dynamic shifts the roles in the relationship. Initially, they believed we were better than them, regardless of our appearance, status, or wealth. They manipulated us by making us feel sorry for them, or by charming their way into our lives to connect with us. There were times in this relationship when we were very important to them. Narcissists leave us when they believe they've taken everything they can, even though they fail to see the hidden power we still possess. They treat us as if we don't exist, erasing us from their lives entirely. But you must remember the person you were before this happened and reconnect with that self. I'm dedicated to this process of healing and self-acceptance. Some people might follow me more if I discussed narcissism in a more conventional way, but I refuse to talk about things I don't believe in or agree with. I'm here for those who resonate with my perspective, who are sensitive, and who are drawn to this message. I got very good at making decisions, especially when it comes to understanding people who respond. Each comment is closely read, and I try to answer when I can. You should know this, though. Narcissists have a hard time when they lose you. They used us as a ladder and stepped on us to get where they wanted to go. However, once they threw us away, they started to stumble. Still, a lot of people fall for what they see on social media. It is important to know that narcissists use social media to make us angry. I've seen posts that were clearly meant to stir up trouble, showing a new style partner, just like I used to be. I decided not to respond, and in the end I blocked their access to my social media. It's important to understand that narcissists need us more than we need them. They turn things around by putting their own worries on us, which makes us feel like we need them. The truth is that it's the other way around. They would die without us. There is no one else who can give them what we did, a one-of-a-kind gift that fit them perfectly, which is why our input is so unique and important. Even though they tried to find someone else, their big egos and false beliefs caused them to fail. What I want to share with you is what I understand. I want you to understand how valuable your unique gift is and why it's hard for the narcissist to take it away. It's very important that you understand how unique you are. Do we agree with each other? I hope so very much. Narcissists really do have trouble when you're not around. These people have used you as a starting stone to get ahead in life. It hurts them a lot when you decide to pull away or cut ties. They can't just send late-night texts or scroll through social media to make up for the time you spent apart. Your withdrawal keeps you safe and stops them from helping you as normal. People may try to take your place, but no one else can do what you did. It's not how tall you are, but how much love and support you gave. It's important to know that real love is hard to find. There's a chance it will only happen once or twice in your life. When you love someone deeply like that, they can't find anyone else like you. You don't find love every day. Even though you're not perfect, it's important to remember what you brought to the relationship. Love, care, understanding, and kindness. You were the best if you gave it your all. A love that only happens once every blue moon. For an ego, I was that 1 in a million love. They tried to hurt my image and get in trouble with the law for 4 years, which is why they tried to get in touch through fake profiles. When they called me again not long ago, I lied and said I was someone else, which finally made them stop. They've broken my life so many times and given me so much trouble. Don't forget that if they cared that much about you, it won't be easy to move on. Even if other people come and go from their life, the bond you shared with them will always be there. This message is for people who have been abused, used, or mistreated in partnerships. It's totally normal to be having a hard time with this understanding right now. These words would not have made sense to me 5 years ago either. It can take a while for the truth of these events to sink in. You might be using a Hoover vacuum one day and suddenly remember a YouTube video from years ago that said something similar would happen. The number of times those statements come true is amazing. Be patient is the key. Do not think about whether you will ever use a Hoover. Instead, go about your daily life. Remember that you used to be their whole world and that they will never forget seeing you. It's important to know that narcissists often lie about being happy and successful to trick other people. But don't believe them when they show off pictures of expensive trips or talk about how great their life is. If you look up narcissist vacations online, you'll find a lot of stories about people who had bad times traveling with narcissists. I had terrible holiday experiences with a narcissist and a psychopath that ruined the whole trip. But going back to those places with an old friend, without the bad vibes, was some of the best travel I've ever had. It's proof that a narcissist's happy exterior hides deep-seated sadness. Leveling is a way that narcissists try to bring other people down to their level of sadness. They feel good about themselves when they make you unhappy or sad. But I want you to know that there is hope, even though things are hard right now. Things are going to get better. You'll see how much time you wasted with a narcissist when you look back. You may want them back at first, but as time goes on, you'll want to stay away from them. When I was younger, I joked that I would throw an egg at a psychopath. Now I know that they would find that funny. Not giving them that pleasure is better. You need to know how much you're worth and start working on growing and finding out more about yourself. Don't forget who you were before you met the narcissist. They picked you because they thought you were useful, not because you were easy to catch. They saw something unique in you that other people might have missed. Random Facebook messages from people in my area said things like, "Hi, how are you?" When I met the narcissist for the first time, based on what I've said in other films about my past experiences, it seemed fishy. I was wary and didn't get involved much because I thought it might be a trick. It turned out that the narcissist sent those texts to see if I would talk to other women, a sneaky way for them to see how loyal I was. After that, they broke into my phone. During our whole relationship, I never looked for another woman on social media. Well, I did look up a coworker's page once, which got us into a big fight. As soon as I learned that someone had hacked into my phone, I knew the narcissist had been following me around the whole time. Where else could they find someone as committed as I was in this day and age of social media? That's why they should have chosen me. I love, trust, and belong to you. I give my all when I'm with someone. I'm honest and don't lie. I care and show love. These are the things I brought to the narcissist's table. Maybe some of your own life fits into my story. Take a look at the narcissist's new partner. They could have also hacked their phone. How much time does this new person have before they start texting or looking at other people on social media? Most likely, that relationship didn't last. Or if it did, the narcissist had to settle for less than what they had with me. You need to believe in a greater power, yourself, and your gut. People who are kind and loving are sometimes taken advantage of, but there is always a bright side to every bad situation. It's about finding a small bit of hope. The narcissist lives in the same world as us, but they always miss the point and don't learn. It's their loss. Have faith that something bigger is at work and will lead you to what you need.
This is narcissists' worst sin, and they will never be forgiven. They will suffer terrible pain in hell. Being in a relationship with a narcissist who is full of themselves, doesn't care about other people, and is always looking for praise, can have bad effects. People who are abused by narcissists often go through a lot of mental trauma that leaves them lost, hurt, and unable to move on. It can be very bad for their mental and emotional health, and it can take years to heal and get better. One of the hardest things about dating a narcissist is that they are naturally unfair. Narcissists often blame others for their behaviors instead of taking responsibility for them. They use lies and gaslighting to change how their victims see the world, which makes them confused and makes them question themselves. This kind of manipulation makes the victim's mental pain worse and leaves them confused and powerless. Narcissists don't care about or consider their victims at all, and they quickly discard them without any thought or care. People who are victims are left to deal with the shock and pain of being thrown away and treated like trash. Narcissists see other people as things they can use to further their own goals. This heartless disregard for other people is disgusting and hard to understand. We will talk about the 7 harmful things that narcissists do and how they excuse them. To stay up to date and keep the conversation going, please click the subscribe button to get updates. By doing this, you help bring attention to this important issue and encourage continued conversation about it. Emotional vampire is number 1. Without a question, narcissists are the worst kind of emotional vampires. They take advantage of your heart, honesty, and ability to think and feel as a person without mercy. They enjoy the power trip of bullying and scaring other people, and they get pleasure from being in charge and abusing others. Still, at what cost? Is giving up your life to satisfy their never-ending need to be in charge worth it? Think about what you're giving up by being in this bad relationship. It gets harder to think clearly, tell the difference between reality and illusion, and understand new knowledge. Your point of view changes, and your mental state changes in a big way. It's impossible to keep your real identity hidden, but for narcissists, that doesn't matter. There is no harm they mean to others because their only goal is to satisfy their insatiable need for power and material things. The second one is gaslighting. Gaslighting someone to the point of shock is another type of selfish abuse. They change everything you tell them, including your thoughts, feelings, and views, so they can control the story. By changing the truth about you, they can control and force you to do what they want, getting you to do things you normally wouldn't do and accept things you normally wouldn't put up with. Their mental energy wraps around you like a suffocating force, changing how you think about yourself, them, reality, and the world in general. That's because the narcissist's ultimate evil goal is to make you completely dependent on them. They want to control your every move in terms of money and feelings, while also blaming you for their own mistakes and giving you credit for your successes. It is impossible to let someone take over your life to the point where you lose your sense of self-worth and lose touch with your real self. It is important to get away from people who are manipulating you in this way. Take back your freedom, value yourself, and learn more about who you are and the values that guide your life. Stand firm against those who want to rule your life and refuse to let yourself be treated as anything less than highly respected. Third, lack of knowledge. Narcissists have an amazing knack for figuring out what they want and need. They know that being kind, respectful, honest, and responsible are important parts of keeping relationships healthy. But their understanding is still not very good. Even though they know what these needs are, they don't act on this knowledge. They don't have the drive to meet these necessary criteria on their own. Think back to times when the narcissist seemed worried that you might leave the relationship or that they would lose control over you. Their behavior and mood were changed to make them seem friendlier. What's strange is that they didn't always give you what you needed to keep the relationship going. They knew that to keep the connection strong, they needed to show respect, understanding, compassion, presence, intention, love, and care. But they purposely left out these important parts, making you beg for them. Growing a good relationship depends on many things, but they purposely kept you from getting everything you asked for. Number 4, a campaign of lies. They started a smear effort when they could no longer get direct control. They kept telling lies even after being caught, which hurt their own reputation. They told you lies on purpose to bring you down because they were angry and had bad senses. I find it hard to believe that treating these people with respect is more helpful than trying to make them calm down. There may be problems in the relationship, but it's important to let go of the past and give them time to heal. But instead of giving up, they stepped up their efforts. As you fought back against their attempts to directly control you, they looked for outside help for a campaign to hurt your image by spreading lies about you. Your good name was ruined by this effort, and people in your personal life, at work, and with friends no longer trusted you. It was clear that they didn't care about the pain they caused you because they loved the chance to hurt others. Because they were jealous, angry, or mean, they took advantage of the situation to make themselves feel better about themselves. This kind of behavior is wrong because it leads to more anger, jealousy, and harm. It's important to know that their behaviors are caused by their flaws, not because they think you're worth something. The fifth thing is cheating and betrayal. It is a terrible sin for someone to be having affairs with other people while being in a relationship with you and trying to hide it. When their cheating is found out, they will do anything to explain and deny what they did. But who really gains from the way they trick people? When you try to hold them responsible for betraying you, they gaslight you by calling you ridiculous and putting the blame on you. This behavior comes from not understanding how you feel and not caring about how it makes you feel. It sounds like the actions mentioned come from someone who is not just upset, but bad by nature. I'm not ready or willing to look into the troubled parts of their personality right now. These actions are becoming more and more common, which is very worrying. To commit evil, someone must do things they know are wrong, fully aware of the pain they cause their partner, and instead of taking responsibility, they put the blame on you. What else could it be if not evil? It's hard to think of something worse than that kind of behavior. Their repeated lies and attempts to control you hurt your trustworthiness a lot. Their narcissistic traits destroy the trust that is at the heart of a relationship, making their offense intolerable. They are consistently and methodically dishonest, so you can't trust what they say or what they mean. After taking yourself out of the scenario and facing reality, the lie they told you becomes clear. Everything about the relationship and the events that led to it turns out to be a dream. People often can't trust again after being betrayed in this way. Many people are forever scarred when it comes to trust after being betrayed in this way. They can never get over the harm done to them, and it will always affect their ability to trust and believe in others. Sixth, abuse of both body and mind. It's true that not all narcissists are violent, but the ones who are can make their victims feel very unsafe, which makes it hard for them to trust others and be around other people. A victim may not be able to get over their fear that their attacker will return to hurt them for years or even decades. They don't feel comfortable in their own skin because the narcissist's abuse has made them feel bad about themselves. Situations that feel unsafe or places that don't offer a sense of physical safety may set them off. Because I grew up with a selfish parent, I will not stand for any kind of physical abuse. Violence is the same thing as giving up all humanity. Such behavior comes from being angry inside, and it has nothing to do with how good the person is in general. It shows a scary, dark side that has nothing to do with people. 7th, taking advantage of people. Narcissists put their own needs ahead of everyone else's and think others are useless. Because they think they are better than others and think they are more important than others, they see people as things they can use to get what they want. Their goals are based on getting something for themselves, whether it's money, pleasure, or something else that feeds their baser desires. Real attention, connection, and empathy don't mean anything to them. They see other people as a way to get what they want, and they lie and manipulate them to get it. They see people as things, which feeds their baser feelings and shows how much they care about themselves and survival. In later episodes, the complicated processes of exploitation will be looked at in more depth. We've come a long way since the last show, and I hope you learned something helpful. Leave your thoughts below, and if you liked it, please click like and tell your friends about it. Come with me in the next part as we talk about the subject in more depth. It's time to get better and heal.